Well, this is our official announcement for the Croft Family Solo Series that we're going to be shooting in a few weeks coming up here. We're in the final stages of getting everything ready, but we wanted to kind of showcase everything that we've got going on for that. So yeah, the 5 of us, you, myself,
3 boys,
the 3 halflings, the taller one, the middle one,
cubs,
and the little one. Should probably learn their names. They're going to all be coming with us. And we're going to travel all over Montana. Typically, we're gone in the summer. We don't get to experience Montana. So with everything going on in the world right now, us being able to dive into our home state and go explore the Big Sky State, the Treasure State, it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm super stoked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, and the other thing is, we get to take the ultimate dream machine, that. So there are 3 components to what we're, well, 4 really, components to this trip of ours and what we're moving down the road. So that is the Ram, the 4-wheel camper flatbed Hawk on the back of that, which then tows the Toy Hauler 610, which is hauling the General 1000 XP by Polaris, which is the brand new 2020 version that they sent us. So we'll dive into these one by one here, starting with the Ram. Okay, so the primary vehicle is the AEV Prospector. This is my personal Prospector that I've had now for 2 years.
Yeah.
And we've done some things to it. You saw in the shop on how I had it finished as a daily driver and as kind of a search and rescue vehicle. I've kind of transferred all of that to Odin for the search and rescue stuff, our 2020 Gladiator. And that allowed me to change this into a full-time dedicated overland vehicle that is really a dream come true for me. We saved money for 5 years to be able to buy the Hawk on the back and the P-Core flatbed, and it's turned into everything I hoped it could be. So it's pretty rad.
It's really cool.
Shelly is yet to spend a night in it though.
That's true.
And I have already 23 nights in it.
Yeah.
So
well, and the deal was, just really quick, I said, you've got to get the 4-wheel camper because we're always looking for ways for you to be able to get out of town quickly, kind of refill yourself creatively.
Yep.
And I was like, buy the 4-wheel camper and then you have to leave for 40 days. In a row.
In a row.
And you still haven't done that.
I still haven't been able to get to that.
We'll get there.
I had plans to do it in February, I had plans to do it in March, and I had plans to do it in May. And then we all know what all happened in the world this year. None of that's happened. So now we're going to take a family trip, and then hopefully in the fall or sometime I'll be able to go take a solo, just me 40-day trip. But this time it's with the family. So yeah. The quick rundown of the AEV Prospector. It's the one with 37s. So they're running Grabber X3 37s on it. It comes with the lift. The front bumper, we're running the Warren 16.5 TI winch in the front. A rigid blackout bar on the lower bumper here. It runs a raised air intake with the cyclonic snorkel head on it, so it pre-filters all the air coming in. And then on top we have from this angle you can see the Prinsu rack. We did that because there was a gap, a pretty good gap between the cab and the 4-wheel camper. And the way the design of the Prinsu rack, I just like how that filled that gap and made it look more intentional. And then we put Max Tracks on top. We've got the rigid Adapt light bar, there we go, which is the one light bar to rule them all. It's rad. And that's it for right now on top. There's enough room to load up a bunch of firewood, things like that on top. We may put a picnic table up there so we can have a quick slide out table. Just a few more things we got to do before we leave. Yeah. Yep. And then a lot of this stuff is in the rear.
A lot of it's in the rear. Yeah, this is about it for the front.
Yeah. So come back to the rear side. So we had the end goal in mind when we started to build this truck up, and the first thing to allow and accommodate a 4-wheel camper in the flatbed edition is to put a flatbed on the back of the truck. So we took the main bed off and put in the Ram P-Core system by Patriot Campers, You've seen these before. We got it on our Gladiator and our Tundra, and now on the Prospector. It is the 6.5 foot replacement bed, and it nearly perfectly holds the Hawk camper. Width-wise is perfect. It does hang out a little bit on the back, but we knew that, and we made some accommodations for that. Let's see, in the P-cores come with an 18-gallon water tank. So there's 18 gallons underneath, stored right above the frame here. Then we've got built-in air compressor. We put in a 3-gallon air tank, and then airbag man system to raise and lower the camper, which is right here. So we can dump the air out of either side or so, and then we can air it all back up. Lift. Kicked on. And so we can raise it and lower it. That helps with the trailer when we have a lot of tongue weight. Helps with the wide range of just weights that it goes through from. Yeah. This carries a total 62 gallons of diesel with a Brown Davis tank on the rear, and 46 gallons of water total. So if you deplete all those liquids, that's a huge weight swing. And then when you load them all back up, you know, and then put a trailer on it and all that stuff. So the airbags really allow us to accommodate all the fluctuation in weight. Drawers all the way around. I use this front one for all camping gear. There's chairs that go in there, briquettes for the grill. I can actually put my stove right here and cook on it if I want to on the side of the road. A few recovery things, but yeah, these two chairs, these little Helinox chairs, pack up and go in here. This is just propane, 2 tanks. Then the back is all air. That's all tires, air pressure. Yep. We just leave it that way. And then the far back has a toolbox in it. Which just carries our tools. The opposite side, I have it all for water and the shower attachment. We only went with a outside shower for this truck, no inside shower. Just from our travel styles, we knew that we probably wouldn't use it inside. Plus it adds quite a bit of cost that we just didn't think we'd get the use out of. So we just went with an outside shower. Yep. It's got hot water to it, and so it can be a nice shower. It's just outside. Rinse off. I'm laughing because you said our travel styles. Travel style. We don't shower. Travel style is just stink. We just jump in a lake or jump in a lake shower. Or don't shower. Or if you get that occasional hotel or stay at the campground or something like that, you can get a shower in then. Yep. So anyway, and then the forward front box on the other side is all fuel stuff, extra def, diesel exhaust fluid, oil, things like that. Do you want to talk about how you color match this? Yes. This is a special, you worked for 4-wheel campers a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted a 4-wheel camper for a long time because it gives us the ability to live inside much easier, especially deeper into the colder months. So in Montana here, you know, fall, hunting, all the winters, any sort of hunting that we do through the winter, you know, a rooftop tent is great and all until you get in those long durations. It just doesn't make it easy to get out. This makes it easy to get out. And that's really when I personally have the most amount of time to go do my own personal trips, is in the winter. So this setup is for that. Once we were able to pull the trigger, I asked 4-wheel campers to help me out on making it a one-of-a-kind, and they graciously said yes, and they helped me out with it. Yep. And so there's a few things that we did do. So this is color matched. It's one-of-a-kind. They don't do this for everybody, but this is kind of a concept 4-wheel camper that they were like, yeah, let's test this stuff and see how it goes, and we'll work with you to do it. So not every, I think there's only been 1 or 2 people ever that have been able to color match their trucks paint code wise. So yeah, this is the same paint code as the Ram. And then I asked them to mute out a bunch of stuff. So a lot of times this right here is bare metal, aluminum. This isn't color matched. They color match this. This strip right here is usually black or something else, so they color match this, which was specialty painted. There's a seam in here, so they have to have that, so they color match this and hides that pretty good.
Yep.
This is the first all black door. Yeah, all the way into the inside. That's pretty cool. And then got all the way down to these. Like, these had to be painted, and it just took time. So I ordered this last September.
It was last fall.
Late September or last October, and I picked it up in March. February 25th maybe? Yeah, it was February 25th, so it takes a while, and then this one took an extra month or so to build because of the specialty stuff that we built with it. And there's some more stuff inside if you want to take a look at it in a second. Let's go to the back and I'll show you what we did on the rear. So now here at the back, we did a lot of different things in the back here. We updated the rear floodlights to the rigid scene lights all the way around the camper. That's the first time four-wheel campers had put those on. They're a lot sleeker, very efficient, put out a lot of great light. Then we knew we needed the ability to carry a spare tire. You'll see a lot of guys with four-wheel campers either have a longer bed and they slide the camper back and build a compartment where they can put the spare tire between the cab and the camper. This doesn't provide that option, so we took it to the back, which means that we had to build a special carrier, fab it up. A shop out of California did that near four-wheel campers, and we built that into the lower trailer hitch. So this is a replacement to the Ram trailer hitch, and then we brought all this down to bare metal, welded this in with a spring-loaded, preloaded weight or a preloaded angle, so that when we slid this in, it's actually lifting with the weight of the spring in the metal and how it's welded. It's actually lifting all of this, and it's not hanging on the camper, because we didn't want to fatigue the camper over time by all that weight sitting on it.
Yeah, that was really cool design.
And there's a lot of guys that, you know, they'll just use this back rack and they can put a couple jerry cans on it and all that, and that's fine. But we're putting a 37 on the back of it, and we're going to be going over some rough stuff. And over the long haul, I just wanted it to last a long time, so that's why this got built out. A friend of mine, Sean Severa, did the main drawing of that for his, and we built two at the same time. On top of this, once all this was fabbed, then the whole unit, the hitch and everything, all this went to powder coat and came back, so it's all perfect. Then we mounted the Demos Delta shovel on the back here. This is just our utility shovel for all things camp. It's easy to get to. Right here is a cell phone booster that is wired for inside, so when we're working in there, I can work in the field and increase my cell phone signal. It's worked pretty good. It does. I've been able to work in the field quite a bit with that system. It's been nice.
I think you get more done in the field.
I think I do get more done in the field than I do at home too. Full drawers, machetes, axes, tools, etc. Here's my single burner cook stove, the cutie. It's like one of the really best things ever. Look how cute that is. It's a cook partner. Took like 18 years to get it. Under here we have another Warren. This is a 12,000 pound winch. It's not the 16.5. We tried the 16.5, won't fit. It's just too big. So a secondary winch on the rear. I can still do a lot of extractions of the vehicle if I have to come out backwards, or I can use it to move a trailer, all kinds of stuff. It's a big vehicle. It's very so heavy. You have to kind of make new accommodations for the big vehicle. You can't just turn it around or do this. That's going to be a useful tool down the road. That's about it. Back here we wired in scene lights, reverse lights. I wanted to make sure I had a ton of light back here when I was backing up, so that I can protect these corners. If you smack a corner in the woods with this, that's a sad face day. You don't want that to happen. So I wanted to give myself all the light possible The P-Core reverse lights are really good, but this was at an angle, and then adding a rigid, I mean, it's like daylight back here.
Yeah. So. And then what's this guy? Obviously it's a water hose, but.
So we've got here, this is where you get the water out of the P-Core. And we just put it on a switch so we can do dishes. Clean it up and all that.
Yeah, if we have a lot and we don't want to do it inside, since it's a smaller space, especially with all the kids, the boys can actually come out here and do dishes. We have buckets to collect all the water, so they're not wasting a lot of water. They can actually see. That was your idea. That was a good idea.
Yeah, see how much water they're using.
Yeah, goes quick.
And then you can fill up water bottles and things like that. Don't have to get in the camper.
Yeah.
You have water access outside. Wash your hands, do whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Let's go inside.
Inside. Okay.
So inside, it happens to be the hottest day of the summer so far, and we have the fans off, so it's already hot in here. But we went with the Silver Spur interior. It is the cleanest, most modern interior that four-wheel camper provides at this time, and I really like it. Loved it. All the grays and the blacks, it all matches with everything else that we're doing with the camper, and the color scheme of the truck inside, everything looked real nice. A few special things that we did in here. We went with the flush mount sink and stove. That allows us to maximize the amount of room or counter space. And you have hot water, cold water here. And then we had it drained specially. On most four-wheel campers, you have a hookup on the outside that you hook a hose up to, and then you got to drain it into a bag or a bucket or whatever. For this one, I wanted it stealth. I wanted to be able to stealth camp if I want, and you can do that. You know, keep the lid low and camp on the table bed if you want. And then you could get into your sink and all that stuff, and no one would know you really popped up and camping. So we ran the sink all the way through the floor down to a spout that goes out the bottom. Now, if we're in certain state parks and all that require gray water collection, we can just put a bucket under there. If not, we can just let it drain under the truck. It goes away, and no one even knows you're there.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, it was cool. We went with a really big fridge. The endotherm is really efficient, but it runs on isotherm. Runs off the 12-volt system, loaded for bear. To power all of this stuff, on top of the roof is 320 watts of Overland Solar's solar panels. And it's the new ones that have a special coating on the top that allows for 20% more light gathering, and it's better in the shade.
So how much is it pulling in?
Right now we're pulling in, let's see, so all of this is managed by the Manager 30 in this. Right now we're pulling in 208 watts of solar.
Wow. And
it's already today we pulled in 625 watt hours of solar.
Wow.
Yeah, so with this system on here, I can run this truck indefinitely. Like, it never has to be plugged in if we didn't have to. Unless it got bad for a long time where we're really using some heavy power, but
yeah,
so far I haven't even touched it. I've never seen this dip below 80% in my power usage in my 20 some days of using it so far.
So where are the batteries? So
the batteries are right here. We haven't moved these yet. We may move these in the future. And these are two 100 amp lithium batteries by Battleborn. Now, these Battleborn batteries are rad because they're the first ones that are self-heating. So a lot of people know that if you can't get a LiPo battery to get below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, because if they freeze and then you try to add a charge to them, you can wreck them. And they're expensive. They're a very nice battery, but the benefits of lithium are very fast recharge rate. So a solar panel can pick up the charge, put the charge to these really fast, and they receive it. You can deplete them much further. So your 100 amp hours is a true 100 amp hours. When you work with an AGM, that's about half. So if you have a 100 amp hour AGM battery, you only got about 50 amp hours of use before you have to charge it. Not so with these. You can deplete them a lot further. So yeah, these are rad. They maintain their own heat when it gets really cold. I've been in 2 degrees. That's my coldest night in this camper, and everything ran flawlessly. Pretty cool. And here is the best cabinet. All of the coffee and the taco stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah. There you go. Okay. Underneath here is for a toilet. We didn't do a toilet. We just wanted more room.
Yeah.
Don't need it. So we use this for more storage, just stuff. If you look to right here.
The dinette.
The dinette. There's storage under the floor. And then, yeah, and I just keep cleaning supplies, etc. down in there. And then big pot. And then right here you can see we have 2 leather bags. I got this idea from Bound for Nowhere, watching some of their stuff, that they had put in some book bags, and I thought that's a really great idea. So I actually had Heather's dad, who's a leather worker, build me these, and that one holds all the map books and all kinds of stuff, and then the one here on the side of the seat holds a big iPad and a phone, and it can charge it at night when it's just in there. So yeah, that's where we charge all our stuff, and it keeps it nice and tidy. I'm loving it. Yeah.
And then you also have storage under these too, correct?
Yep. So under there is all equipment and gear that we use. It's all my hunting stuff, and then on the other side, same size of well, and it's just food. A grip of food.
A grip of food.
Ready to go at any given time.
Crispy treats.
Look at all the goodies in there.
Oh man, we're gonna have to raid that here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, I think that's about it in here. We put in the backsplash. This is just an adhesive backsplash that we bought off of Amazon. It was $37, and cut it with a Dremel and laid it back in here. I thought that was nice.
This also, we didn't mention, this makes a bed.
This makes a bed.
Most people know that, but this is just a twin size bed.
Yep.
Can you fit?
Yeah, I've slept on it.
Well, that's cool.
Probably 5 nights.
And you're 6 feet tall.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That bed?
Yeah, and then this bed, we went with the king slide out, so you can pull this all the way back, and then there's extra cushions if you want to make it a king bed. We've never done that yet. And then underneath is storage for essentials like rifles and more rifles and gear. That's also right here is an arm that goes on the back of the tire carrier that we can route the winch up through it and lower the spare up and down. We carry it right there. Yep, nice storage. These are rad. It's just so rad.
It's really cool. Except I'm gonna need one. So you're gonna have to move.
Yeah, I'll think of what to get rid of, but the gun's got to stay.
That's
sweet. So let's go to the toy hauler.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the Prospector will tow the TH610, the Patriot Camper Toy Hauler 610, 6.1 meters in length. That's the designation. It's great for the 2-door side-by-side. And if you are going to be hauling something bigger, they do make a 730, a 7.3 meter tray on the back. But this is the 610, and you've seen us use it in the Great Pursuit series last year. It hauled our powered paragliders and a motorcycle, etc. This thing is like towing a garage. I think this is one of the coolest pieces of kit that Expedition Overland has. It is so versatile. We use it for so much stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember Justin and Sarah saying, yeah, you need one of these in your in your fleet. And now that we have one, it's amazing. We just use it for so much stuff. Hauling AEV motorcycles, now it's hauling a side-by-side. It's just whatever you want to go do. Oh, we put boats on it one day, kayaks, and we just hauled it down to the lake. It's just, we use it a lot. It's a very cool piece of kit. So let's see. This will carry 40 gallons of water for us, which is in the Galley, and I'll let you talk about that in a minute. We've got the man cave in the front, which we have a grill on. And then it's going to be carrying some of our gold prospecting stuff as well. And then last year, we didn't really utilize the sink that much in the Galley, because this was all for helmets, and we still have the system, and we're waiting on our fridge to come in.
Comms.
All of our comms and our helmets and our radios were charged in here. This will get disconnected, and the fridge will go in here this year. You're seeing how versatile this trailer is. And then this will be our main cooking for the family on our trip.
Yep.
We'll be able to cook some in the camper, but we want to cook outside. We want to be outside. So yeah, did you want to show them the Galley real quick?
Yeah. So this Galley is really identical, basically exactly identical to the Patriot X1H. So I'll be setting it up the same, pretty similar. We'll do plates and bowls in here. They always have this awesome little nook back here for dishes and dish soap. This pulls out for silverware, knives, whatever you want to throw in there. We've got water. And then, as Clay said, the fridge will go right here. And then this will be kind of the prep cooking surface. So we've got the cook partner, stove, a little bit of prep area here. We also have this that to use if we need all that surface.
We never short a surface on the toy hauler.
No, not at all.
Surfaces everywhere.
Yeah. For most of all of our little spices and stuff, we'll have those in the four-wheel camper. So it'll be kind of fun to see how I'm going to organize it all. I haven't decided yet. So we'll play with it. It's going to be good.
Yep. Right now, this is the lower drawer. It's all straps, but it's great. This will probably become food things.
Yep. Dry food, chips, snacks. Probably snacks, because these will be easy to get to when we're on the road.
On the road, yeah.
You just kids can pop this open, they can all reach it instead of crawling into the camper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work great.
So back in here is the command center. Yeah, turn on all your cabin switches, the water pump, the ham radio, which is our accessories. Let's see, so yeah, this can talk to the truck if it leaves, and it can talk to the side-by-side if it leaves. So we kind of have be able to communicate with the family, whatever happens there.
Yep.
It's all managed also by a Red Arc Manager 30 that's built into this. It's got big Group 31 AGM battery tucked behind, just behind it there with the air compressor. This has an all airlift system, which is controlled right here. Turn the compressor on. You can raise and lower, automatic raise and lower the trailer for auto ride height.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing. Right now we have it hooked up to a Red Arc solar panel to pull in power right now, and it's pulling, I think it's a 160 watt panel, and it is pulling in currently 72 watts off just sitting on the deck.
That's their solar blanket?
That's their solar blanket.
Okay, that's awesome. And then also you can check the water levels here as well. So we are full.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up top is just storage. We have a, on the very top, we have a Easy On 1400 series tent. And we may remove that because we've got a boat coming. A Flycraft stealth boat will be with us. And I want to bring our bigger drone. So we may have to use this area for more of that bigger cargo, and we'll put the boys on a ground tent. They'll have to set up their tent every day. So we'll see. Yep.
They're young, they're fine.
They're young, let them sleep on the ground. It's part of the fun. Let's go to the front.
Okay.
So the front, Justin calls it the man cave, and sure, I can go with that. Fits a chainsaw, tent poles, all kinds of stuff can go in here. We've hauled fuel. It'll hold jerry cans if you need it. It holds the Weber grill. They call it the baby Q, but we call it it's a Q1000.
Yeah.
And this all tucks away, so you can cook with it out here, and then it folds away.
Yep. And that's similar
Locks.
to the X1H as
Same
well,
as the X1H.
and the X1. Yeah. This is my favorite, one of my favorite features on the Patriots, honestly.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
On this side is just bigger storage, and that's where all the helmets will go. That's where oars will go, life vests will go, etc. It's just 3 compartments there that we just stuff full of
life jackets,
fun stuff.
all the things.
So yeah.
Cool.
Let's show them the
newbie.
The newbie. Curiosity is what it's been named. Come see the side-by-side. So we're extremely fortunate to be working with Polaris this year. Patriot Campers, Justin and those guys introduced me to Polaris, and they got behind our trip this year and provided us with the General 1000 XP Deluxe. It is one incredible machine with 100 horsepower, roughly 1,500 pounds. The thing scoots. So here at XO, you know that we can't leave anything stock. So we loaded up the side-by-side with all the accessories that we thought were applicable to us. Racks, lights, upgraded the tires. These are running the Grabber X3 in 31s, and they're mounted on, check it out, Icon alloys. Bet you didn't know that Icon made side-by-side wheels, but they do for a few. Make them for the Polaris and maybe a couple others. The suspension on this is already really incredible. The Walker Evans suspension, they're really known in the side-by-side and snow machine world, and so we didn't touch anything there. Lots of travel. I think there's 14 inches of travel in the front and 13 inches of travel in the rear, which is incredible.
It's a lot.
This little guy, we call it Curiosity after the lunar lander. So Apollo would land and then they deploy the Curiosity and they go explore the moon, right? And it's kind of like the same idea. We can roll in, roll off Curiosity, and then just go rip around and find really neat far off places outside of camp. Places that a big vehicle like this can't go. And it's a lot of fun.
Really fun.
I mean, it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
Now what else do we do? We
Windshield?
put rigid lights on it. We installed the pop-out windshield. Yep, right there. And then it pops down and latches down. That way you get airflow. Let's see. We did a lot of work on the back. We installed this rack, water, extra fuel. Polaris provided us with the bed extender, so we put that on and mounted our baby, the mini Max Tracks on the back. We then put a chainsaw on the front and a pick, because we're going to be prospecting for gold in quite a bit of places, and if we run up and down the trails, we have a chainsaw that's built with us. All the extra chainsaw materials and survival gear, stuff to go away from the vehicle, is all in here in the alley box. We went as far as lighting. This has rock lights underneath it, one on either side, one on the front, one on the back, one on each side under the doors. Then we put in little scene lights. These are the ignites, and then one big scene light in the rear. So if we're working at night or packing up a camp or setting up a camp off of the side-by-side, we have enough light that we can do all that with. And then on this side we mounted another Delta shovel in gray. It's almost like they were made for each other. Looks so good. So yeah, there's our shovel there. Yeah, we put a factor 55 tilt point in the rear, and that's how we tie it down to the trailer. And then inside we mounted a fire extinguisher with a quick release, and we put in a radio. We mounted a little antenna radio right here. Here's the antenna for it. And side steps, kind of the textures. We put grip tape on it, so when we're working around it, we're not chewing up the paint.
We did a rearview mirror. So that in Montana, we can actually drive this on the roads. Yeah,
this is street legal in Montana. And yeah, we can rip down because it has working brake lights, a working headlight, headlight system, and a rearview mirror. It's street legal. So it's registered as a vehicle in Montana. Pretty cool.
Pretty awesome. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, we got to get it out. We've had one testing run with it. We knew that we're going to install a few things. We're going to put the wiper on it. We're going to put the wiper kit there. Well, this is truly a dream setup, and it's because of you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and allowing us to build these concept stuff and bring you good stories. So what are you supposed to say as a YouTuber? Like smash that subscribe button, all that crap? Yeah, do that stuff, ring a bell, something or other. But thank you so much for supporting us, and we'll see you on the next one. We're gonna go shoot a show.